YouTube fam? It is way too early in the morning. I cannot sleep. Therefore, I am going to see what's going on with the Asian markets. If I can find something to trade, demo, paper, I will do so. Kitty is hanging out right next to me, wanting all the love loves. Right, buddy? Who wants all the love loves? Kitty wants all the love loves. Who's getting a look at the kitty? There we go. Who's your good boy? Say hi to YouTube. Well, I'm sure he's just super happy that I am actually up this early. It is 3:21 a.m. and my brain is going on and on about solutions and processes and practices and blah blah blah. And I cannot sleep. I've been trying to sleep for like the last hour. It's about 2. So since I can't sleep, let's go see what's going on in the markets. Instead, that sounds like a good time. Drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. Let's get tiny. All right. What's been going on? Let's drop up to our 1 hour here. So this is yesterday's new day. We're on the 16th, so we'll specify a new one of those. All right, sell side's been taken. So it's all the way down here, this fair value gap. So let me also open up my new week opening gap actuals as well. As we can see, they were banging about in between them yesterday. So let's remove that one, just eyeball it, and then it looks like they're bringing themselves back down. So since that's the case, I'm just going to use this guy for plotting things. And let's get out to the 15 minutes. They've just been hanging out in this fair value gap. These are the highs from the 15th. And let's see. All right, so what are we looking at? Let's plot out where we are in terms of 8 p.m. So this candle is 8:15. That one's 8 p.m. So we opened all the way down here. So 0 GMT right there. And then let's specify midnight. So midnight opened here. So I just know where the heck I am in relation to everything. And then the Asian range is from 8 p.m. to midnight. So this is the whole range. And let me just plot that. And we're inside the London kill zone at the moment. Okay, so that's the Asian range from 8 to midnight. Maybe I should just use the bodies. Let's use the bodies. Okay. So what has happened? Midnight happened, price rallied, due to swing, and now it's dropping down to GMT. So if we're looking at the narrative that it's going to continue downward, since we haven't been able to take out this high right here, then let's think about, I'm just going to clone this and just going to drop that on the base of that. There. And let's do 2 standard deviations for the range. It's just approximations for where they could go. And that would bring us all the way back down to where we were hanging out yesterday. So let's look at the 5 minute. And let's also drop a fib on here. Use that one, the top, that one, and then, yeah, not bad. Couple of options there between the NWOG opening gap. I would pick that since it's within the range, and down here, and fair value gap all the way down here too as well, depending on how they behave. You could potentially hold it all the way down there. But in the meantime, where are we? So they've been respecting that. Yeah, so we have the Judas swing. We couldn't take that out. Kitty's like just hanging out next to me, being all cute. Zoom in on that. So that happened. Smaller fair value gap. They've been hanging out in here. They created failure swing here, which didn't give us an entry. This one did. They came back up into it. So you could have entered for a short here, like midpoint, stop loss up there, and then written it below here. Well, we're riding it back into this NWOG opening gap. So what are we looking like on the 1 minute? Okay, so what do we have? Specify this guy. Rolled up. So we have a short-term high, long-term high. The question is, would it be worth like say 5 handles or something for a short? Say they were to come back into tap like the end of that. Just looking at 20 ticks. So 20, stop loss of 20, just a 1-to-1 just for funsies. That would take us to this. And let's be honest, like we could ride it all the way to the end of it, most likely. Yeah. Okay, so in terms of order blocks, are we hanging out inside of any? It's a bullish order block. If we bust through it, it becomes a breaker. What could they be reaching for? Order blocks down here. My ideal entry was all the way up here, so I don't know if there's anything for me to do. Let's drop back down to the 5 minutes. Because right now, it's just consolidating. 2 minutes. Let's see what they do inside of this fair value gap right here. So, seems to be pushing up. What would I care for them? What would be my no pass area? This one. I want to see that remain open if we're busting back down. And this short-term high, this intermediate high remain where it is, short-term. This one's got a fair value gap attached to it, which is good. And we'll see what they do. So let me move this. I just want a reference point for 20 ticks. Let's go to 1 minute. Pushing boundaries. Yeah. So next immediate sell side is down here. Let's specify that. I mean, just a short-term one for them to dig into. We've got the new week opening gap that's here. And do we have this fair value gap has been well and truly filled. Nothing here. Balanced price. Next area of general interest would be here. Let me actually drop to the 1 hour. Mainly because I want to see, oh, sorry. I want to see what's in the general vicinity of where price is right now. So, see that wick right there? On 1 hour, let's note consequent encroachment of that. And just gonna do consequent encroachment there. And then CE of that is inside of this, like midway inside of this. I'm not gonna bother with that one. And let's delete that. And right now, they're trying to work that again. Order blocks. Oh, I do love confluences. So, well, it's a breaker now, right? So we have, what is it? A low here, a high here, and then it pushes it through. So this should be a breaker. Let me just note that. It should be a bearish breaker at this point. Okay, all right, so let's drop down to our, and that's just, all we're doing right now is targeting, right? Okay, so it looks like we're moving back up to this 1 hour fair value gap here. The smaller section that I'd like to keep open. See what they do. Are they going to take this out? Let's clear that out. And let's see the behavior. We have relatively equal lows here. They've already been dropping slowly. They're relatively close to this new week opening gap. And the next one, have I not delineated one? I think there's one at 39. There's other ones further up. The 39.20. There's probably something in between here. Just gotta be able to see. All right, so technically this would have, I'd want to see them take this out first and then, tap this and then this turn into resistance. Hey, kitty. What's up, buddy? So the high of this guy is 39.30.50. The high of this guy is 39.30.50. So we have equal highs here. I want to see them take that out first, Because what do we do? We have, what are we doing? Nothing all that exciting. It just looks really choppy on there. And then on the 15-minute, they hit that order block down there. Actually, never quite made it down there, did they? But I would be expecting them to come down this way. Okay. Oh, let me just make sure my paper trading is connected. It is. Right. I'm just gonna have to be patient and wait. I want them to take it and tap it. Big boy here. Top of that. It's at 337. So the kill zone, London kill zone is what, 2 to 5? All right, let's also let's pull up the Dixie, see what it's doing. So it's back into its new week gap. So it's coiling downwards. Actually, it's just in one big consolidation. Let me come over here to my other chart. Let's make that guy. Let's see. So we saw some divergences yesterday. So I've got the NASDAQ and the Dow. Let's see what they're looking like. Okay. Things looking in line. Yeah. So we're just gotta wait. Let's then take it. And then perhaps we'll get a tap of this guy. And then wait for them to take out all of this at the base here. Down to this guy. Into the new week opening gap. And steadily dropping. There it is. I want to see this rejecting the price before. Can't be too yeah, that's why you can't be too hasty. Got to see what the body of the candle is doing. The reason why I'm primarily focused on that type of behavior is so like yesterday we're waiting for them to take out these lows and they made it equals and they took them out. Then they rolled and then came back into a nice fair value gap, made it into support, and then rallied away. So that's basically what I'm looking for in this scenario. Just look at it on the 5 minute. All right, so let's move this over. And they got stopped. So there's a 5 minute fair value gap that they were hanging out inside of approximately. Yeah, so sometimes it's good to, so if they're going all the way back up to the midnight opening price, we'll have to see how they behave if they choose to do that. And let's drop down to like 2 minutes. Let's see what we're looking at here. Wow. So my initial bias is short. So what's up here? So think about all the folks that went long hair and they were shook out. This mitigation block right here. Well, let's use the wick approximately. Guess I don't have a thing for mitigation block. I need to clean this up. So let's make that MIB. Let's no guarantee they'll even chill in there. And it could actually be this one with the I'm just thinking about anybody who went long here. Nice shift, breakdown. So they're hanging out in this 1 hour. So we want to see some sort of behavior like this. So we just gotta wait. Let's go down to 1 minute. And in terms of order blocks, like you want to use the higher time frame stuff. That one big 43 seconds left on that 15-minute candle. And yeah, mitigation block. If they want to come all the way back here, order block. So let's look to the left. Well, looks like that's what they're doing. Prime time for trading this was like 2 o'clock or so. Yeah, so 2 o'clock would have been when you wanted to move. Look how beautiful that is. Shut down 5 minutes. So they just like blew through that. They're tearing back up and they're going back up to the opening price for midnight. Nice, nice. So don't care about this. They didn't, so why should we? Now the question is, are they gonna take this out and dig back in? If they don't, and they just blew through that, right? And this is interesting. So this guy, delete that for the 1 hour. This guy, I want to see this one remain open. Whoops. because that would tell me that they're just coming back up to like this order block right here that coincides. Okay. So now we gotta wait for the structure to actually form. And that's gonna take its time. What's the Dixie doing? Let's zoom in. Okay, so let's go up to a 15-minute. So it's hanging inside of this fair value gap on the Dixie. 15 minutes, finding support potentially. It was dropping, so that was fueling that up move just now. Now, if this continues, then the up move will most likely continue as well. Reaching for this order block down here on the 15. There's an old high here. They've paused at this order block here as well. So let's see. Well, got a cleaner view in 1 minute. 3 minutes, I guess. Haha. This order block right there. Seem determined to recover everything they've taken. Since the shift below this intermediate low, short-term low, short-term low. Gotta watch the signature. So what am I essentially looking for? Well, if they're gonna come back up here, I'm looking for a similar signature where this is rejection block at this point, right? So I don't want them to get anywhere near this. At most, do we have here on the 5 minute? They're at this order block. No fair value gaps in between any of this. It's just a bigger time frame one they've been playing inside of for a bit. So if they get rejected from here, I need to see some dithering about inside of this fair value gap. Dixie is also dithering. We'll see. So what that looks like on the 3 minutes. So delete the 1 minute version of that. So if we can't take this out, and we're tapping the opening price at midnight, technically, I mean, this might be a prime opportunity for another entry to go short, aiming at these lows here. Let's see what the 1 minute looks like. All right, so we're at this order block, and so that's at 39.37.25. What I need to see is a shift, just like as an example from yesterday's run, we saw multiple rejections. They took out the intermediate low here. Boom. We had a nice shift, then a fair value gap. They were tapping around inside of it. So that's what we're waiting for. If that happens, great. They've adjusted their thoughts. And let's look at the range that they're playing inside of, right? This is the Asian sessions at 8. So, I mean, if we're gonna like specify, is the space right there? They roll back into a premium. See what they do. And they're back at the opening price. If they don't take out any of these highs, then we're not doing anything. But if we like back up and take a look at what price has been doing, the bigger range is here. We're still approximately back into a premium. So 2 minutes or two. Okay, so looks like they're not dithering. So don't worry about that. They're coming back up. And so technically, yes, I like the way the 3 minute looks. So we have this wick right here. I want to see how they behave when they hit consequent approachment of the wick. So I'm just gonna pull that out right there. Let's see. Wow. Oh, sometimes I'm blind. Volume imbalance right here. Curious to see how they behave inside of it. So they've been looking to dig deep. Come on, get over there. Volume imbalance right here. Just notice that. They're digging right up in there. Now, this is about halfway between this wick. So, see. See what the 1 minute candles are doing. Okay. And what's the high of the day so far? Jump in here. Let's hide that. So the highs from Wednesday is up here at 39.47.25. And the low from Wednesday is all the way down here at 38.65. So they're at the higher part of the range for the day. Oh, that's looking like an inside. If this turns into an inside day, oh man, we might be chilling. Hmm, interesting. Shut back down. So we've been coiling back up. They dropped into an order block. Bullish order block. They didn't actually come all the way down into it though. Interesting. It's the close of that. 39.2250. And the low of this is 39.2275. Seriously? The close of this 39.2250. And the oh, it's about to tick off, isn't it? Fun. Well, looks like they're heading for those guys. Volume imbalance appears. Ooh, look at that. All right, let's see what it looks like on the 2 minute. Okay. Constant encroachment. Hit it to the tick. Filling in this volume imbalance right here. 1 minute. Wow, look at that. Just leave that perfectly in line. Huh. Just tape reading. If I have an opportunity to do some stuff, I'll do one contract and hit the button. So where did we come to? So we have intermediate term high, short-term high. Sure. Looks like a short-term high. So my preference would be if they want to shoot over and take it out, but tapping this and dropping is also good. They need to show me some shifts. This turning into resistance. Order block looks about CE of this order block, approximately. They've tapped it. Probably right. Tapping away. Now I'm focusing on the bodies of the candles. The wicks will do the damage. I just took it out right there. All right. All right. Well, 5 minutes. Just watch it on the 5 minutes. So Wednesday's high. This is relatively equal here. So I would expect they want to take that out. It's too juicy to ignore, right? Is this what London's like? Now we'll see how they behave. Switch over to here. And let's see what this is looking like. The NASDAQ. Already taken on the NASDAQ. Still forming. Still hasn't taken it, so mini divergence there. See what the Dow is doing. Let me just visually draw this out. So from here, okay, just the Dow. See, take it. The NASDAQ is doing that. And yes, is yes, like it's not quite there, is it? Interesting. So we have a divergence pointing upwards for the NASDAQ. Still hasn't really taken the highs out. So we'll just deal with a point of reference there. I just need one of them to be doing something different. These guys aren't trying to go any higher. Very strange. This guy's pointing, so maybe they're just taking out buy side here. So let's see. 15 minutes. Still hanging outside this fair value gap. Relative equal highs, this guy. So rejection block on the 15-minute. Katie has returned. And what's the Dixie doing? It's dropping. Okay. So Dixie's reaching the next point of interest. Digging into this. So, well, if it continues on down, then we might be taking out Wednesday's high. So let's see. If that keeps digging downwards, then an upward trend is potential. We are deep into a premium for this range. Hello, kitty. You okay? You snuffling? Who's your good boy? This is what trading is. I'm finding it's hurry up and wait. Let's look at this on the 4 minute just to get comfortable with the different views. So real buy side's all the way up here. At the Wednesday's high. So let's just note that. All right, so zoom in here. So we made equal highs here with this guy. We didn't take out the intermediate high, which would be my preference. Still gotta wait. See what 3 minutes is looking like. Intermediate low right here, or short-term one. Short-term low. Rejecting, this thing's rejecting it. 2 minutes. This is 2 minutes. Right. Looking for a nice juicy shift if we're gonna get one. If we were gonna take a short, we want to take it above the midnight opening price. It's 4 o'clock, so we're breaking it. Is there news happening today? Let's go check. 16th. Unemployment claims at 8:30. And a bunch of high and medium things at 8:30 that could affect the price. You look to be trying to turn around. Let's see. Gap up there. They take this out, then tiny fair value gap. So that's why we're turning. So we turned down. We took that out. So shift. So no fair value gap in between here. So let's see how price behaves inside of this fair value gap. Bearish breaker right here. Okay, Dixie's reaching up. What's happened so far? They've taken out anybody who went short here and still had their stops here. And what's the high of that? 39.4350, and the high of this candle 39.4350. Right, okay. Tapped it to the tick. I'd prefer maybe a tick over, or for them to take this level out. They didn't, so now they've taken out the first intermediate short-term low here for a shift. See how they behave. As we see, like the first one, the first stop isn't always the first stop. Let's come and take it out again and then come back in and make. So right now we have a short-term high, intermediate high, and aim to make a short-term high for potential. We'll see. I don't know, appear to be respecting the fair value gap or not. Spoke too soon. So what exactly am I looking for here? Let me see if I can draw this out. Um, so went up, went down, went up, went down. Preferably something in this general vicinity like that, and then continuation down, so on and so forth. So I'm looking for this or the fair value gap that's inside of this, so either a mitigation block or breaker. All right, so showing a lot of weakness. Dixie took the short-term high out, but not the intermediate term high. I mean, if it takes this out, it's going to continue to dig into the fair value gap, so this should be trying to continue its way up. Should. Now, as for entries, I don't have any. Like, the most that I could have done is with the rejection from here. Boom, boom. 5 handles. Could I get it into discount? I don't know. I'm not going to press any buttons because I don't see what I'm looking for yet. So we are at a bearish order block right here. So, ooh, this one aligns right here. The volume imbalance there. Okay. That's very odd. Let's and if you like zoom out, you see they haven't really gone very far, but you can at least get, let's take a look in terms of ticks. How far have they gone? Just looking at 99 ticks. Yeah, that's not bad for the London session. So you get 5, not quite 5. Okay, so we just made a short-term high. So potential. Did it leave me anything juicy? I mean, honestly, if they came back up and tapped this, we could be good, but I'm still not good enough to, I guess I could have just shorted from here and taken the 5 handles, which we would have just gotten. Look at the top of that. Nice. It's going into discount now. So we got that. That. We had the break. Now I'm waiting for potential comeback. Now this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Dixie's going down and ES is going down. These things don't go together. Let's take a look. So divergence on the NASDAQ. And these guys never made it. That's very strange behavior. I don't know what to do with that. I mean, the Dixie's digging in into this fair value gap. It's digging right in there. So why are we dropping? Like, well, there she blows. Coming right back down to this guy. Well, they're dropping to an what would potentially be an area breaker block. Mm, mm. Let's see. Is this fair value gap right here doing anything? I feel like the bigger one is the better draw. Yeah. Bodies of the candles are what matter really. Ooh, this was even more exciting right here is the volume imbalance. They tapped it. They tapped it. See, sometimes best laid plans don't work, right? Or I got exactly what I wanted. Break, retrace. Breaker, drop. So if we tracked it down to this volume imbalance, 48 ticks, not bad. We know the whole range is about 99. Continuing down, Dixie is... You hungry, buddy? Okay. All right, Kitty is hungry. Oh, it's not very bright. Sorry, guys. It's early in the AMs. I'm gonna turn. Didn't realize how dark it was with me sitting back here. So I'm gonna go grab some food for the kitty, and we'll let price play out on the screen and see. It doesn't make a lower low. They've just come back down to continue on higher. All right, buddy. You're hungry. I know. If this, okay, so just simple facts. If this holds, then Dixie has just turned around. Then they should continue falling. But they were trading in lockstep just now. It just didn't make a lot of sense. All right, let me try and I'm gonna get food for you, buddy, right now. Sorry about that. It's better lighting. Yeah, really bright now. So this needs to act as resistance if it's going to continue on down, if it's going to course correct. But it's been dropping with the Dixie. That's no good. Anyway, let me grab food for the kitty and let's watch how Price behaves. Well, I don't know. Hmm. All right, what do we have here? All right, so we're going down. But look how price is behaving between all of this, right? So like this one dropping, volume imbalance, it's inside this. It's chopping around inside this volume imbalance. Look at how it's respecting it. I would take a long from here. With some structure, of course. Yeah. If I'm bothering to worry about that, I'm just worried about the volume imbalance and what they're gonna do with it. And this guy need a shift. So 5 handles. Sorry, I'm just using 5 handles is above that. They'd have to dip into this. So if they're continuing up, they're stopping here. Let's get it to 15 minute. They wicked. Mm. Looks like it's hit its bottom for the moment. It's thinking about what it wants to do. Let's see our friends. The behavior between the two, though. That down. I guess it's sort of down. So if I just select from that top to that top, so that will be that candle. It's a little down. It's weird. And he's back up. And the fact that the Dixie is going down and ES was also going down, it's in lockstep. That's like a high resistance. It's high resistance. I don't know that I'd be super willing to do much in this general vicinity at the moment. Very tight range. Kitty has returned from his snack, his treating, and he's got fresh food, so he should be good to go. And video should be a little better now. Let's go back to the, say, 2 minutes. Zoom in. All right, yeah. So the long from the volume imbalance, could we have gotten 5 handles from that? Yes, right there. Beautiful. Let me utilize that, and then we can move this out of the way. So 5 handles in here. So on the 5 minute, we have this bigger fair value gap that they're digging into. It's still forming the 15 minutes. One. So what did you take out? Took out this Low here with these wicks. Shift. Doesn't fit what I want to do, so can't do anything with that. Ah, well, this is annoying. But from here, 5 handles, easy, easy peasy lemon squeezy, just snatch it and gone. Let's see. And we're in a discount too, so. So I want to see the Dixie drop in as it does that. Look at that, 5 handles there again. In the 1 minute. I mean, I think this thing's prepping to go back up, so. This seems to be holding price up right here. There's a volume imbalance right here, so I feel like they're going to want to like fill that before they climb back up. But look at that, 5 handles, nice and easy. If you're coming back up into this order block right here, so we have bearish order block, fair value gap right here. So goes this way. Has a potential entry at the top. Be right. 39.36. So sometimes when I click on this thing, it doesn't highlight. What? So another 5 handles. Okay. Let me fade this out a little bit so we can see candles. And I'm just at this point just watching price. So bearish order block. You get to it. What's the low of this candle? I'm up here. 39.36, and the high of this candle to the tick, 39.36. There's the Dixie turning around. Come on, give me 5 handles right there. You can do it. Tapped it. I can't believe I'm awake. I should be asleep, y'all. Did I already take it? Yep. 5 handles. Now look at the context. All right, we came up here. We didn't take that out. We dropped. We haven't taken this out either. Or this out. One of these needs to go before we can do anything. Otherwise, it's just quick 5 handle scalps. So there we go, another 5 handles, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Excuse me. This is holding up for the moment. Dixie is rising. Takes this out, then we've shifted structure. And let's take a look at let's see what our friends here over at. So that's in line there on the NASDAQ. We've almost taken that out. We've got this big imbalance at the base here to play with. Everybody does. That we could be aiming for. So just big picture. We're back into a discount. And continuing to drop. Let's see. Okay, let's move our 5-handle tester. Shift. We're at this bullish order block right here. Breaker right here. Okay, Lucy took that out. This is kind of annoying, you know what I mean? Like, but given where they stopped, rejected, I mean, let's have our 5-handle test. Oh look, 5 handles. Look at how many times we could have grabbed that from here to here, here to here. I mean, there's 5 handles hanging out in this general vicinity constantly. All right, so basically you came down to this bullish order block right here. We had a short-term high, what could have become an intermediate term high. They didn't do that, so probably going to continue up, assuming this guy keeps falling. But we're in consolidation for the most part, I think. And they've just about hit midpoint. Yeah, midpoint of the fair value gap down here. So I still think we're coming down. Just come up to this order block right here. The behavior is it, the volume imbalance just held it up though, so I don't know. It's anyone's game at this point. With a small range though, I mean you could grab 5 handles multiple times. Multiple times. All right, let's clean up a bit. I haven't gone anywhere. I haven't done anything. Still trying to figure out where I want to like trade inside of, you know? The 1 minute for super precise entries. 2 minute. He's eating. 3 minute. I don't know. What do you guys think? A good question as to whether or not they're inside of a fair value, a new week opening gap. Uh, let's see. Switch the regular trading hours here. Wow, that's gonna be quite a gap when it opens up. So one thing I haven't perfected, as we're coming back up to the midnight opening price, one thing I haven't perfected is, like continuation stuff. So, for example, if I was I here at 3:30? I don't know, we've been on for an hour 20, just an hour 20. So that's 4:41. Let me take my alarm off because I don't need it. So 3:40 and then 20 minutes. It's about 3:15-ish. Is this where it came in? I don't remember. I felt like it was already going already. So I think, the entry was here to come back up. Tap that. So let's look at it. Sometimes I'm looking at price. I don't know. Right? So this was a nice little clue here. Um, didn't leave anything juicy. And then when it took this out, well, once it took that out, once it came back down, it could have gone up. But then I would, um, oh, I was looking for a fair value gap inside of the general space. And it's too choppy. Kitty's hanging out in his favorite spot. So these two are in lockstep for the most part, and this one's up. The divergence saying it's going up, I guess. Dixie consolidating. Sorry, I'm bouncing around between my charts here. So honestly, once they passed this one and dipped into this fair value gap, then I should have recognized that that's the sky's the limit at that point. And then once they dipped into it and came back down and found support, then I could have taken the long from here at very minimum back up to this. 5 handles already, right there. Back to this order block. The tiniest fair value gap right here. So if I were to get 5 handles from this order block again, Needs to bust through with some alacrity. It's too soupy, man. It's very choppy. So I was estimating 5 handles from here. You generally get it. It's inside this fair value gap. They've used it to its conclusion, I think. If we're continuing up, then this guy is probably going to hold things up. Well, the kill zone's almost done, 5 o'clock. Still just consolidating, but it hasn't made a lower low or a real shift. So, I don't know. Can we bust through? And this one be support? Looks like this one's acting as support. That shift. Order block. Try to get comfortable with that. This is acting as resistance at the moment. But we're at this. So let's say I'm picking an option. Can I get 5 handles going up? Stop loss below there. By 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before it makes a decision. 6 ticks. Nobody's inside of this thing, so. Thinking hard. Next one's going up. So just consolidating. So I would have been stopped out if I had taken that. So I'm wrong. And should I be considering this one as the one to hold it up? Because I did originally say we're still going down and we stopped here, continuation down. Order block. My bias in this thing is all over the place. That's why I'm not trading with real money. Not until I can be consistently correct. So that looks like on the 5 minute. The 2 o'clock entry, that really is when you want to have taken the short down to this fair value gap. After that, I don't know. This gave you something to play with. The Asian range is usually relatively tight. Dixie going back up now? Yeah. Check that out. Yeah. Okay. How are our pairs looking? Nasdaq's in lockstep. Both are in lockstep. So, I mean, I couldn't really be trading this range. It's kind of insane. Look at it. I mean, come on, man. We basically just bounced in between this order block and this one. That's all we're doing. We're bouncing. Okay, we're breaking out of this. Yep. Clean up. Volume imbalance. See how it tapped it? Too many wicks. It's been used too much. Can't really do anything with that. Single wick like this, then we could probably make some, you know, see what's up, at an area of interest. Like that one, or they haven't really taken anything away. Wicking. Is he going up? Yeah. It's probably 5 o'clock and the kill zone's done, so it looks like this is all she wrote day. Let's see if they're gonna wick again in this general vicinity. So we saw a number of places where we could have taken 5 handles. Was curious to see if I could get the long past the order block, but they need to have taken out this short-term high for that to be a real consideration. So volume imbalance has been used up a lot. So it really is a good plan to come out if you're, at least from my perspective, you're gonna trade London, then bring your happy self out, from midnight, see how price moves. Midnight, due to swing. Once it took these guys, once it didn't take this guy out and then created this, gave us a, did it give us a fair value gap in there? Yeah, they gave us a small fair value gap in here with a breaker. Stop loss above here. We've gotten it. And then nice drop. Doing it again. So can we get 5 handles from here into this fair value gap up here? Just don't know if they're going to bother to tap it again. They're going to continue down, want this to remain open, and they just work inside of here. But they're not really going anywhere, so it's choppy. The fact that Trading in lockstep is just weird. Trading really is hurry up and wait. And once you recognize that reality, it's okay. And there's a whole rest of a fair value gap underneath it, so let's buy one contract. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Ugh, I'm wrong. Well, technically, this needs to be below that one. Like a tick below it right there. 7 ticks. And then take my licks if that's the case. Which it should be since the freaking Dixie is going where it needs to go right now. It's going up. It's taking its thing, it's rolling back up, so that was a bad, I think that was a relatively bad choice on my part. So, now this is what I'm trying to weed out of myself, right? Bad habits like this. So I didn't have a structure for that, right? I was thinking it was going to do something similar here, and it might still, I don't know, right? But that's why we go like a tick or two, technically should be below mean threshold or the CE of this fair value gap. So stop loss is in an appropriate place. Entry should have been inside of here, which is my preference. And then I would have gotten the 20 ticks, but I'm not going to get that. My expectation is for it to dig into here, and that's about it. Dixie's hitting, coming into this fair value gap right here. That might be my only like pop up. Swap these lows right here. That's relatively equal actually. Yeah. It's gonna come back to spank me. Should be even smaller because the entry should have been in here. But when I tapped it, it was up there. Should have been more patient. I gotta get comfortable with that finger tap. You know? I'm only 2 ticks away from being stopped out. And there it is. Didn't do my due diligence on that one. My only attempt. Looks like they're heading back to this order block right here. All right, so I think that's it for me. And like I said, the real trading opportunity um, was at the 2 o'clock time frame, where we had a couple of potentials to play with. I'm gonna clean this up. I don't need all of this in here. I'll put them in my other one. And let's delete that, since we've been playing in a very tight range. So just to be clear, last like mini analysis, right? So midnight happened, price rallied up, made the high of the day, right? And then dropped. It gave us a small fair value gap here. And we could have even said, okay, well, we had the shift here, came back up into fair value back that was formed here, bearish order block right there. Now, the thing is, could I have seen this live? Right there. Bearish order block right there. So while this was forming, it dropped. Immediate opportunity came back. They actually gave us a couple of opportunities, right? Broke again. Volume imbalance right here. And, well, liquidity void right here. Even better, actually. So an actual void right there, if we look at it. And then on top of that, we had volume imbalance right above it. And order block. So I would have been looking for a short from here, above, stop loss above there. One day I'm going to get to non-hindsight stuff, but I'm looking for the signatures. Stop loss a couple of ticks above that. And then be looking at the higher time frame for something to aim for. So bearish order blocks here. If I drop the fib from here to here, then that would have been what I would have been aiming for. Right there. That would have worked just fine. Let's drop back down to a 5 minutes. And let's delete that. Because basically looking, let's say if we're looking at this as sell side. See this top and that bottom. Anything below that, we're looking at this bottom. Then actually, because that was pretty close, we're already pretty close entry-wise, so that was the next option. Or even that. Ooh, that purple would have been nice. But I would have taken this, and that would have been nice, and that would have been a nice 49 ticks right there. And I'd have been fine with that. Dixie is finding it's not as bad as this, but and would I be better served like working the 5 minutes? I don't know. Because the rejection block, what day is this? Wednesday? The rejection block would actually be all the way up here. this candle. We dipped back into it, so then once we dipped and dropped, then I would have been fine. It left a fair value gap right here. Order block. Stop loss above that too as another option. If we'd done it this way, so order block, stop loss like a tick or so above that. And then similar scenario, we would have been just hanging out there. Drop this on top here, and there. And if we're looking for something below this, that guy on the 5 minute would have been our target. And that would have played out quite nicely. How long would that have taken? Because then I would have been like, once this got rejected right here, see how they behave inside of this, and then probably taking it at the top right there. So somewhere around there. I tapped it right there. Oof, 4 hours and 35 minutes. Man, that's choppy. So that's if we'd taken the end share all the way up here. And as we see, we could have had that at any point. Maybe not any point. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. And we had the other opportunity here to take it from when it came back up here and drop. And that would have taken less time. But there she blows. Heading now for sell side. All right. Well, perhaps there will be something in the morning session, because as this goes, 87.50 down the drain for a quick test. And in the morning, I wasn't doing very well yesterday either. So a bit of a drawdown at the moment, which is good. So I need a reason or some way to mitigate that. So for now, since I've been up for so long, I'm going to go work out, have some breakfast, and then come back for like around 7 o'clock and see what forms before the 8:30 news. All right, so what have we learned? You're going to trade the London session. Make sure you're up by about 1:30, I think, so you can be available for the 2 o'clock potential. And yeah, I think that's the best time. But gotta test a lot more. But anyway, sorry about that. Happy trading, be safe, and beware the news. This is my first attempt at London session since I could not sleep. The 5-handle stuff was good, but you notice the moment I actually decided to press the button, wrong. But speculation, tape reading, fine. I need to get comfortable pressing the button when I say, okay, I think I can get 5 handles here. Done. You know? All right, well, be safe. Shakira, out.